Good, happy Tuesday morning. It's Tuesday, September 14th, 2021. I'm Riley King. Welcome to this Tuesday morning edition of The Morning Show with Riley King. It's time to rise and shine. Grab that good cup of coffee, sit back, relax, and enjoy this Tuesday morning edition of The Morning Show with Riley King, where we have a little bit of everything for you in this program. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. It's Tuesday, September 14, 2021. Let's get started now. First up, millions of kids head back to school amid COVID-19 fears. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
We were still at work. We started getting these notifications from Ring. 2 guys trying to break in. I hit the siren on my alarm, and immediately I got a call from Ring.
But we are going to begin with the concern for so many parents across this country as millions of children head back to school. A certain amount of excitement in getting the kids back into the classroom, but of course a lot of anxiety over this Delta variant, especially with children under 12 still not able to get a vaccine. Tonight here, when that could change. And it comes as 1 million children head back to school here in New York. Today, just one of the cities across the country facing this test. Masks in New York for school children are mandatory. Teachers must also be vaccinated. In the last month alone, 1 million children across the country have tested positive for COVID, prompting that warning from the FDA urging parents to wait for the vaccine authorization process to finish. And amid the new mandate from President Biden for healthcare workers, one hospital in upstate New York tonight suspending the delivery of babies after several workers resigned over those vaccine mandates. COVID deaths averaging nearly 1,200 each day. That's 6 times higher than just 2 months ago. And tonight, the new opinion piece in a medical journal, 2 FDA reviewers joining the article saying boosters for all might not be needed yet. The FDA is responding on this tonight, and ABC's Stephanie Ramos leading us off here in New York.
3, 2, 1, Happy New Year! In New York City today, nearly 1 million kids heading back to school for the first time in 18 months.
This is the place for kids to be safe, to learn, to be together. It works.
Remote learning no longer an option. Masks are mandatory. Air purifiers in the classroom and vaccines are required for teachers and staff. But with the threat of a highly infectious Delta variant, some parents don't want to take a chance.
It's a shame that we're still back here and the situation is even worse. So as a parent, I'm actually keeping my kids home.
In just the last month, 1 million children across the country have tested positive for COVID. As parents wait for the COVID vaccine to be made available to younger children, the FDA is warning them not to seek out vaccinations ahead of FDA authorization, saying in part, children are not small adults.
Kids, are a special group. They're not just little adults, and they require important, long-term safety data to make sure that we're giving the right vaccine to the right kids.
The country now averaging 1,200 deaths a day, 6 times the death toll 2 months ago. One hospital in upstate New York will stop delivering babies after workers resigned over vaccine mandates, meaning women will need to travel farther away. And experts say the virus remains a serious threat to unvaccinated pregnant women. In California, nurse Davi Macias was 7 months pregnant and unvaccinated when she and her husband Daniel were hospitalized with COVID. Doctors delivering the baby after Davy was put on a ventilator. The couple passing away a few weeks apart, leaving behind 5 children. Daniel texting family before he died last week.
He was trying to breathe and he said, if anyone is not vaccinated, I suggest you do now.
And while some states are vowing to fight that new federal vaccine mandate for companies, New York City calling vaccination the key to its recovery. Despite the protests from some city workers who went back to the office today, they will have to get vaccinated or face weekly testing. Businesses like restaurants, gyms, and museums now require to ask the public for proof of vaccination or face fines.
Some people are like, well, it's my body, my choice. But we also have to think about other people.
And with all eyes on possible vaccine booster shots, officials have said older Americans and healthcare workers could be first in line if they are approved. But tonight, two top regulators who are leaving the FDA have joined international scientists in an op-ed in The Lancet, arguing it's too soon to recommend boosters for the general population, pointing to evidence the vaccines are still highly effective against severe disease.
Stephanie Ramos with us live in New York tonight. And Steph, the FDA this evening, I know, is responding to these two vaccine regulators who joined that op-ed questioning whether boosters are in fact needed right now.
Right, David. An FDA spokesperson tells ABC News that although two of their vaccine regulators are arguing that widespread boosters are premature, those views do not reflect the views of the agency. An advisory committee is set to meet on Friday to consider booster data for the Pfizer vaccine. The White House says it will be ready to roll out these boosters a week from today if they are approved, David.
Stephanie Ramos leading us off tonight. Thank you, Stephanie.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. High stakes recall election in California. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
With the timeless protection of ADT, it's safe to say, hey Google, unlock the front door. When you've helped save more lives than any other home security brand, it's safe to say, there's a reason millions of people trust ADT to help protect what matters most.
Question tonight in California, will Governor Gavin Newsom survive a recall vote? President Biden in California tonight in these final hours, and Matt Gutman is there too.
As he fights to keep his job, Governor Gavin Newsom welcoming President Biden to California tonight and warning voters the stakes could not be any higher.
This election...
Question tonight in California, will Governor Gavin Newsom survive a recall vote? President Biden in California tonight in these final hours, and Matt Gutman is there too.
As he fights to keep his job, Governor Gavin Newsom welcoming President Biden to California tonight and warning voters the stakes could not be any higher.
This election is a matter of life and death. Public health is on the ballot.
This recall effort widely seen as a response to the governor's handling of COVID. The governor making California the first state to go into lockdown back in March 2020. Then, in November, this image went viral.
We've obtained this photo of Governor Gavin Newsom dining at the luxurious French Laundry restaurant.
The governor violating his own COVID restrictions to attend a birthday dinner at one of the country's most expensive restaurants. He apologized, but his opponents pounced, gathering enough signatures to put a recall on the ballot. Californians are voting on two questions. The first, should Newsom be recalled, and who should replace him? The list of candidates vying for his job is long. 46 in total, including TV personality Caitlyn Jenner and businessman John Cox, who's been campaigning with a live Kodiak bear. Today, I caught up with the man who's been leading that pack, conservative radio host Larry Elder. He opposes minimum wage, has called climate change a myth, and wants to roll back many of the state's COVID restrictions.
As governor, what will be your first action?
Well, one of the many things I'm going to do is to repeal the mandate that state workers who've not been vaccinated be tested once a week and wear face masks at work.
But right now, with the Delta variant surging in parts of the country with low vaccination rates and few mandates, here in California, polls give Newsom a wide advantage.
And David, one of the quirks of California's recall election laws means that the next governor of the state could be elected by a small fraction of the voters. But so far, Democratic turnout has been high, and it's one reason that the governor's team tells me they are feeling confident tonight. David.
All right, we'll see. Matt Gutman, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. Capitol Police arrest suspected white supremacists. Let's take a listen to that video from ABC News.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, people like Geico because it's just easier. Bundling, for example. You've got car insurance here and home insurance here. Why not? Zoop, put them together. Save even more.
Geico.
To the other news and to the arrest in Washington, D.C. today, an armed suspect outside DNC headquarters. The suspect's truck painted with Nazi symbols. Capitol Police allegedly finding a machete and other weapons inside. And this arrest comes just as the fencing goes back up ahead of that rally supporting the suspects in the January 6th attack. Rachel Scott on the Hill tonight.
Tonight, Capitol Police on high alert, arresting a suspected white supremacist. Authorities say they found a machete and bayonet inside his pickup truck near the Democratic National Committee headquarters. Police say that truck was plastered with a swastika and other racist symbols, an American flag covering the license plate. Officers arresting the driver, 44-year-old Donald Craighead, who allegedly told police he was on patrol and began talking about white supremacist ideology. And now, several months after the January 6th insurrection, police are preparing for another rally in support of the rioters who stormed the Capitol that day. Capitol Police Chief Tom Manger telling us the fencing around the Capitol will temporarily go back up, already installing new surveillance cameras.
The fence will go up a day or two before, and if everything goes well, it'll come down very soon after.
Chief Manger briefing congressional leaders today.
I think they're much better prepared than things were before January 6th.
Did they think... David, we're told D.C. police will be fully activated this weekend. Organizers of Saturday's rally are encouraging demonstrators to remain peaceful, but police are not taking any chances, David.
All right, Rachel Scott tonight, our thanks to you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos.
Okay, and there you go on that video and that report. And a check of your business news this morning. S&P 500 futures are little changed ahead of key inflation report. The S&P 500 futures were little changed on Tuesday after the S&P 500 finished Monday in a positive territory to snap a 5-day losing streak. And let's take a look at your weather across the United States for this Tuesday. As you can see, this green here, green over here, green over here, and green over here, that is rain/thunderstorms. In the yellow here, you got some severe thunderstorms possible. In the red, heavy rain/flash flooding possible. But otherwise, over here is all dry. And in the blue here, you got mixed precipitation. Otherwise, the rest of the area is dry. And over here, you got some rain with a little bit of mixed precipitation as well. And that is a look at your weather across the United States for this Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, everyone. And we are going to switch gears now. And let's take a look at this. Gabriella Union talks about new book, You Got Anything Stronger. Let's take a look at that right now.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, people like Geico because it's just easy. Bundling, for example. You've got car insurance here and home insurance here. Why not? Zoop, put them together. Save even more.
Geico.
And look at who we've got here with us as well. Actress, best-selling author Gabrielle Union in studio, have your new book out. It is coming out tomorrow. It's called You Got Anything Stronger. Your book before this was called We're Going to Need More Wine. Did your next book make it a double? I mean, what is...
I'll give you 10% for that.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Explain the title to us there of the new book.
You got anything stronger? Because, you know, I like to have my books feel like a conversation over it's first a glass of wine, perhaps. But now with this book, I leave nothing on the table. So I'm like, you got anything stronger? Because you might need a stiffer drink for what I'm talking about.
I think we can all understand where you're coming from. We know you're back to work. You were in Europe. We saw your daughter, Kavya James. Looks like Paris. It worked out well. Tell us about the trip.
Oh, we had a wonderful trip. It was in 4 parts. First couple of weeks we were on a boat first week was with our parents, and then the second week was the couples trip, and then we met everyone in Paris, and then we finished up in Burgundy with just me and Dwayne, and it was unreal. The longest vacation I've ever had and the most amazing vacation I have truly ever had.
That sounds pretty great.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was absolutely needed. And Dwayne, I don't know who this guy is in retirement, but the happiest, most romantic man.
What?
Like, he's something out of, Bridgerton. This is amazing.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes.
Let's talk about the book. The first essay is about having Kavya James be a surrogate. And you're very open about your feelings of failure around that. Was that hard to write?
It wasn't hard to write. It was hard to write knowing other people would see it. And the fear of judgment and the fear of being completely kind of naked and vulnerable with it, that part is terrifying. But the more I realize that my vulnerability is my superpower, and in the sharing of your vulnerability and being radically transparent, it creates community. Because every time, I've been a little cagey or I've just outright lied, what it does is it closes the door on creating community, and it just allows people to continue to feel like they're alone. So with this book, I'm like, here I am, take me as I am. I'm giving you the full tea, all of the tea. But know that I know you're not alone. I know you might feel like alone, because a lot of us feel like we are drowning in plain sight and people are walking by us, holding life preservers, watching us drown. And with this book, I want to say, I see you. Here's a life preserver. We can together save ourselves.
How could that Gabrielle Union have made your character and Bring It On different? Because you do write a letter, essentially, to your character, almost apologizing for what you felt the character at the time needed to be, but you think it was a mistake.
I do think it was a mistake. I was given full range to do whatever I wanted with Isis and Bring It On, and I chose respectability. And to be classy and take the high road, because I felt like that would make her the appropriate, the right kind of black girl. Black girls aren't allowed to be angry, certainly not, demonstratively angry. And I muzzled her. And, so last summer, it was the 20th anniversary of Bring It On, and we were doing all these panels with, Kirsten Dunst and Peyton Reed, our director and our writer, and we were talking about a sequel, and we're all like, we should do a sequel, but this time it should focus on, the Clovers and Isis, and should be written by a black person. And I realized that I need to come to grips and acknowledge where I failed Isis. When given full control, I made her appropriate.
So what would she have done?
Oh, read the Toros for filth. I would have been like, yeah, when you had to do your own work, it wasn't enough. You came in second. Take that L. Take that loss. I would have allowed her to be angry. I would have allowed her her full humanity. And part of being a full human is the ability to express rage when harmed. You know what I mean? When you don't really allow yourself your full range of emotion, and you muzzle your own emotions, it allows people to think, well, maybe what I did wasn't that bad.
It comes out somewhere else.
It comes out somewhere else. It's misplaced. So I would have given her all the anger. And the other weird thing was, around last summer, there was this meme going around about movie villains. And Isis was a villain. Wow. I had muzzled her. I made her gracious, like this, decent, kind leader. And I was still a villain in that movie for making her want accountability for the theft of their work product and the cultural appropriation. And I was still a villain. I did all that shape-shifting for a character. It's not even real. Realizing I was doing that to myself too. And I wasn't allowing myself the full range of my humanity.
But you'll get to fix all that in the sequel, which is coming in.
Oh, listen, like everyone's getting read for filth. Isis will pull no punches.
Bring It On takes on a whole new meaning. Like, bring it on.
Bring it.
See the way I said it in the open? Bring it on. All right. There are some fun stories in the book as well, including a dance battle with Bruno Mars.
Yes. It was an epic night. It's one of those nights that when people are like, I have FOMO, I'm like, you probably should have. It was an amazing Atlantic Records party, and Bruno he had just had like a hit, but people knew him, but it wasn't, the fact that he was performing for the label should tell you everything. He wasn't like the Bruno Mars we see today. And I had all my girls assembled, including Serena Williams, who is, FYI, everything at karaoke and exactly who you want to tag in a dance battle. And we're on the dance floor, we're kind of vibing, and then through the crowd comes this little whirling dervish of a person, and there's Bruno Mars with his full band, and they were like, "Are you ready?" And I was like, I'm stretching out. I'm like, I live for these moments. And then we had this dance-off, this epic dance battle with Bruno and his team, and it was amazing.
Yeah, we missed out.
I was like, you got served.
Yeah. You wrote a book about Kavya James called Shady Baby.
Yes.
What's her favorite book now?
Shady Baby. It wasn't at first. She was like, I guess she was like, I don't really see the light. But then she was all in. And so she started preschool not too long ago, and they were like, and your name is Kavya James, right? And she was like, Shady Baby. And I was like, way to stay on brand.
Sure, you're young.
No, babe, that's the character. And
Oh my goodness, Gabrielle, it is so good to see you. Good to have you back here in studio. We want folks to know the book, You've Got Anything Stronger, is out tomorrow. And Dwayne, my man, Bridgerton treatment from Gabrielle Union this morning. All right, that's fantastic. Good to have you, all right?
Well, hey there, GMA.
Okay, there you go. Very cool indeed. And let's switch gears now, and let's go into some entertainment news. And in entertainment news today, J-Lo, Rihanna, Kim Kardashian, and more. The 2021 Met Gala style stars. Let's take a look at that right now.
With a top-rated app that lets you deposit checks and transfer money anytime, anywhere, banking with Capital One is like the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Kind of like...
I'll take Barclays.
Yes! Yep, even easier than that. What's in your wallet?
The 2021 Met Gala was packed with incredible fashion moments. Billie Eilish took everyone's breath away in an Oscar de la Renta gown fit for a princess. The nude-colored dress flowed to the floor, and she styled it with a bold lip and a romantic Marilyn Monroe-esque bob. Jennifer Lopez went Western for her Met Gala look, wearing a curve-hugging Ralph Lauren gown with a belt, coat, and fedora. And while she worked the carpet solo, her beau Ben Affleck joined her inside for some PDA. Kim Kardashian was nearly unrecognizable, cloaked head to toe in a faceless Balenciaga outfit. Natalia Bryant picked a playful silhouette, wearing a billowing sequin dress and matching heels. Simone Biles went all out in her jaw-dropping Area ensemble, which reportedly weighed 88 pounds. Ciara's Dundas dress was a total touchdown, and the songstress channeled her husband, Russell Wilson, by rocking his jersey number and Super Bowl ring. Lil Nas X pulled a Lady Gaga, giving us multiple Met Gala looks in one. He first hit the carpet in a massive coat, then shed it to reveal a gilded suit of armor, then stripped down once more to show off a sparkling catsuit, all designed by Versace. Serena Williams was a total superhero in her bodysuit and dramatic cape with pink ombre feathers. Camila Cabello and Shawn Mendes shined in Michael Kors at their first Met Gala as a couple. The Cinderella star wore purple, and the Wonder Singer rocked a leather jacket and no shirt. Gigi Hadid debuted fiery tresses on the carpet and held hands with a dazzlingly dressed Kendall Jenner. Megan Fox looked ravishing in her red Dundas gown, which featured crisscross cutouts and a thigh-high slit. Saweetie gave off goddess vibes in her ab-bearing Christian Cowan gown, which was adorned with more than 10 million crystals. Naomi Osaka made a style statement as strong as her tennis skills. The athlete turned heads in a vibrant Louis Vuitton dress with a ruffled cape and elaborate updo. Hailey and Justin Bieber matched in black for their first Met Gala as a married pair. Timothy Chalamet infused some accessible street style into his high-fashion look, pairing his white Hyder Ackerman blazer with sweatpants and Chuck Taylors. And Normani looked positively regal in her yellow Valentino gown, which took 70 meters of fabric and 600 hours to make. Last but far from least, Rihanna and boyfriend A$AP Rocky made a fashionably late appearance at the Met Gala. They both stunned in statement coats, and the Live Fast rapper gave his love a sweet kiss on the carpet.
Okay, there you go. Very cool indeed. And that does it for this Tuesday morning edition of The Morning Show with Riley King. Thank you for tuning in and watching. Have a great rest of your Tuesday, and see you tomorrow for another edition of The Morning Show with Riley King. Bye now.